Yo, 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 yo.
Oh, shit.
It's another Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
This is your weekly music production broadcast. This is my radio voice.
Radio.
Radio. Today.
Radio.
This Sunday.
Sunday. It's Tuesday, though. Not
This
Sunday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Folks, it's the Producer Lounge. We're back. We're going to talk about music production for who knows how long. This week is no different than any other, but it is different because it's very special. It's special because it's episode 185.
Damn.
Wow.
It's also special because we have
It's a
a
multiple of 5.
special guest.
Oh, who's our guest today, Caleb?
Well, let me tell you.
oh,
there,
I
Austin.
wonder. Is it me? Am I the guest today?
Oh,
Thank you guys for having
You're the
me.
guest every day.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess again. It's Desacore. Oh, shit. Come on down. And everybody, look under your seat. You all received a new Ferrari.
Under your seat.
Yo, thank you guys so much for having me.
Fuck yeah,
Okay,
dude.
man.
Thanks
it's
for coming on.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Hell yeah,
Aw, it's an
bud.
honor to have you.
Yeah, I know you guys have had some pretty talented individuals on this show before, so
So they say.
and then you guys picked me. no, okay.
I mean, we're the hosts, so.
Fair enough.
I mean, you have the Jade Cicada hoodie to prove your talent.
True.
You know?
I almost wore the Jade Cicada beanie too, but I didn't want to be too over the top.
Right.
Are you Jade Cicada?
Unfortunately not.
Dang it. I thought maybe you were
wish-
just like in disguise.
Dude, I wish I could get to that level at some point.
Me too. Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
Get to the level where you're somebody else, yourself in disguise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where you are yourself in disguise.
You go on podcasts as your alter ego. Like, no, dude, I'm Jeremy.
Wait, you're Mr. Bill.
No,
No, not Mr. Bill at all.
Need to get a bit more Australian for that.
Well, he's trying to not sound Australian, you know?
Yeah, he's doing his best. This is very good because
Yeah.
Australians don't know how to not sound Australian,
Yeah.
which I suppose checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, music production.
Yeah.
How's everybody's week been in the DAW?
Yeah.
It's been a little funky. I don't know. I had another like almost down week where I was making a bunch of music, but then like nothing really that exciting was happening. So last night I decided I'm just gonna like dick around and do some dumb shit, and I made this weird like monkey djembe bongo themed song basically, and it honestly goes so hard, and it's
That's dope.
just like a little sketch basically, but I posted it on just like my Instagram story, and I had like 18 people hit me up today, and I was like, really? For my stupid monkey song? Like people are like,
Give it
going
to me,
Awesome.
bro.
People love that stuff though.
Can I get that download?
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, bro, can I get that download?
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess the week is now on an upturn.
Nice.
I got a song.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're gonna do some visuals for that too. Get some
Honestly,
monkey
yeah.
jungle
You should.
visuals.
If I can figure out how.
Yeah,
I
just
will.
go over to Mixamo. You can get a monkey thing and then
Yeah.
just bring it in
Yeah.
Blender and bring in some bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
Have you used Blender before?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say like the stock thing in Blender when you like open up a new shape is like a monkey head. Or that's like one of the few like
Yeah,
default things.
the classic little
It should be
monkey,
easy.
right?
Yeah, it's one of the
Mhm.
complex objects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if I just used that for the visualizer.
Just that. Just
Yeah, gray
basic rendering.
in,
Gray
in the viewport.
with the polygons.
Yeah, exactly. With the camera where it is, don't move it. Keep the one light.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
maybe put a default cube on top of it. Or something. Shake it up a little bit.
Dude, it's been a long time since I've used Blender. I used to do lots of like 3D modeling and stuff back in the
Ooh.
day.
Blender's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
One of the things I really loved to mess with was the motion tracking. So I'd like take like a video in HD with, you know, just some like random like markers on the ground and then make my ground explode. Or
Right.
like I was really into
Nice.
Minecraft at the time, so I'd have
Yeah.
like creeper explosion in real life and then have
Right,
the blocks
right.
come out of the wall.
Yeah, I made a video where I did like a pano of my studio, but I added a bunch of extra screens that were like holograms, so it looked like you were in a spaceship. And then one of my sound panels, just like these, I cut like a hole in it, and you could like see the Earth like rotating out the window and shit. Yeah, it was
No, it's
fucking
like send it to
ridiculous.
your friends and you're like,
Yeah,
this
like-
is my actual studio.
Dude, I'm
this
up
is
in
what it looks
space
like.
all the
I
time.
am in space.
And I'm on the ISS. That's where I make my beats.
Literally orbiting, son.
Dude, people should study if the way that you produce music on the ISS
I
changes. Like if they
know,
want to
dude.
send up a music producer,
Yeah.
I definitely would volunteer for that.
You'd probably get it before me with your background.
Maybe,
So.
maybe.
Yeah. Honestly.
That, yeah, for anybody,
Do the good work.
yeah,
That would be sick.
that would be pretty sick,
mean,
honestly.
It would. I can't. Yeah, it depends on if gravity has any hold over sound waves.
Well, do you feel like, or maybe not gravity per se, but that like sound waves would travel differently in like a zero gravity environment?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know, because that would be the
That's what
obviously
I'm
you can't
talking about right
you
there.
can't do it
Right.
in space,
But
'cause
you
it's
can't
a
be
vacuum.
in there listening, right?
Yeah, you'd have
No,
to
you
sit-
can.
Zero gravity
You can.
Yeah.
without a helmet.
Because
No,
it's like
not
a
without a helmet.
pressurized
That's no
chamber.
atmosphere.
You're not
Yeah.
really listening if you have a helmet on.
It would have to be in
It's
the
a
ISS.
microphone.
No,
or
it's
something.
inside the station.
Inside the station.
Okay,
Yeah.
inside the station.
Yeah, 'cause the
zero G.
Astronauts
You
communicate
can
to
have
each
your
other in there.
Helmet off or no?
Yes,
You can.
Yeah.
You can, and they can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's whether gravity.
So sound is moving around in there,
Right. It doesn't just go normally though.
right?
Yeah, does gravity have an
Right.
effect on sound? What the fuck? I've never thought about that.
I'd
Yeah,
like to get in that fucking spaceship and be like, I'm gonna need a couple panels over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a
Oh.
diffuser
Put
on
a
the
bass
wall.
trap
Yeah.
in this little area right down.
Strap
Right.
it down.
I feel like if anything, like being in a zero G environment, I think that sound would disperse farther, just because like there's maybe less friction or
Right.
something between like
Yeah.
the air
It'll
molecules.
be
that
last
are, like,
longer.
Right.
Yeah.
down.
Exactly.
It's like you shoot it out and just like throwing a ball in space, like it just keeps moving.
Right. The inertia's infinite.
You could
Or
be you could
constant,
be
I guess.
messing with some fucked up feedback in that situation.
You could.
That
yeah.
would be pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Shit.
Set up an amp room in one of the fucking the modules.
Imagine like a venue in space, but it's all zero grav, and it's just
Dude.
like a
Zero grab
giant
venue.
Have you
bubble, and the DJ's just at the center of the bubble.
Dude, that's
like,
the
slowly
future.
spinning, and everyone's dancing like all around it.
This is something you need to pitch to Elon Musk. 'Cause
I
he's,
know.
him trying to, make
I mean,
space
Elon's
travel.
all
Dude.
over that shit.
It is
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
already a thing. If you guys read, or I don't know if it's in the movie, but if you
I don't
read
read. Jesus, Caleb.
Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, it's in the movie.
They
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
they have the game.
The dance
The
floor.
shooter.
Yeah, no. There's like a
There's a
ball.
Oh,
dance
I was thinking of
floor.
Ender's Game. Yeah,
No,
Ready
yeah.
Player
Oh,
One.
Ender's
They have the
Game.
little
Zero
the
G.
disco.
Yeah, that's
moment.
Yeah.
zero G.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the book, R2D2 is the DJ, and he's fucking.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's going ham. That's sick.
go.
Yeah, it's sick.
Awesome.
Anyways, that's producing in space, everyone.
Producing in space.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So
our talk on that.
Yeah.
Once again, it takes us any amount of time to fucking get to anything actually productive on this podcast.
well, so you had asked earlier, what's everybody doing in Ableton? I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So for me recently, I have been kind of all over the place, and I realized that recently I've been doing some more like kind of up tempo stuff because I was like, hey, I don't have a lot of like bangers or like stuff that people can like get down to because it's like not really my thing, but I kind of tried to put my own twist on it. And then I was like, okay, I wrote too much of this. Like I also have a lot of down tempo. I'm gonna make like the most ambient like down tempo
Yeah,
like kind of piece that I can
yeah.
that is just like like an
Negative tempo.
atmosphere. Yeah, and it was honestly kind of fun because I feel like when you just take that tone back and you're like, I'm just gonna make an atmosphere of space. And then you have like a really dope intro to start your piece off or like your sets with.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping to drop that at the Tipper pre-parties on Sunday.
call.
Dude.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
I had a situation the other day where I was I had no idea what to do. So I showed up to like, I'm like, let me follow a YouTube video or something. And then the first one I found was like full ambient track tutorial. And I was
Nice.
like, all right, bet. And I'm like, every sound he makes, I'm trying to like make it, but not make it.
Yeah.
Make it like what, just kind of basically try and catch the idea, but not actually make it the same.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like started in a different key, so I wasn't like accidentally copying some shit.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, one thing that's really fun for making atmospheres and like those kind of like ambient type pieces, like you guys have used Audacity. Have you ever used like the Paul stretch function in Audacity before?
No, but I have it as its own standalone.
Yeah,
thing.
I have the
nice.
standalone
Okay.
Paul stretch.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I love using that algorithm on like taking a collage of sounds and like random melodies and stuff, and then you stretch it out and you get to preserve all like the tonic quality of the sounds, but it kind of just like spaces everything out. I'll usually like layer a lot of those in my music.
Let's go.
Kind of have them like as the intros and stuff because it's just very spacey, vibey stuff.
Dude, it's the move.
Yeah,
It's a fun way to make a reverb for yourself for whatever the thing you're fucking with.
Yeah.
yeah,
too.
You got
definitely,
a snare, just throw
Yeah.
it in Paul stretch.
exactly.
Stretch her out.
It's fucked up because
Yeah.
you can throw like most things into Paul stretch. Like when I first found out about it, I was with John and he just threw in a Justin Bieber song and it sounded amazing. And then
Oh,
we
so
were like,
cool.
oh, what other like just dumb shit can we throw in? And everything just sounded like cool.
Yeah, everything sounds cool out of it.
Yeah,
it's a
fucked
really
up.
good layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I need to go back to that. I haven't
Pad
used it in
heaven.
like a year or two. But
Yeah, when I was
I have to
making
go
that
back.
ambient piece, I was like, oh, I haven't used Paul stretch in like a long time. This would be perfect for that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, ambient music is honestly so much fun to make.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
such a different headspace.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, a lot of us out here, especially being in Denver, like there's so much hype in the scene that like every time we go out, people are busting down some of the fattest tracks with like the heaviest bass lines and stuff. And there's not a lot of downtime to like kind of chill and soak stuff in.
Sure.
And like, I feel like people need to decompress every once in a while, and like
Yeah.
mix things up. There's a lot of hype. We got to remember to take a step back sometimes and just
Amen.
relax. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
relaxing sound.
Caleb
bit
and I
there.
make heavier stuff, but then like it still's pretty chill.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime
Like,
I try to
feels
make
very heavy to us, but
Yeah.
people listen to it and they're like, oh yeah, it's very
yeah, even when I try to
chill.
yeah, whenever I try to make something that's like
What?
more up tempo and
I
I'm
thought
like
it was hard.
bassy, I like show it to my friends and they'll be like, yeah, this is very chill. It's like some like a CTYA type thing. I'm like, it's supposed to be like some 140 dub.
Yeah, it's just it's inevitable, to be honest. I just like a vibe.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
For me in the week,
Mm.
I was trying to recreate this Airglow track. Nothing really matters. Yep.
Ooh.
In
Such
the
a good song.
end.
It is a heater.
It's an
And
absolute heater, dude. It's,
It has so many fucking noises that I can't make. But there's one noise that I don't even feel like I'm getting close to this fucking noise. It's just like, it sounds like, but it's like an 808 maybe.
It's on something. It's some kind of hit of some kind.
Some kind of a
Distorted to
donk.
death.
It sounds like a bark.
Yeah.
It is the fucking hardest thing to make. And I just keep sitting here going like, how do I
What did
make
you
this thing
what'd you make it in?
happen? I tried a sampler. Well, I tried making it as like I tried to like grab like a what would it be? Like a Reese kind of a neuro kind of a noise and just destroy it, and that didn't do it. Maybe some weird pitching could kind of fuck it up. Or
So
something,
this is
but,
kind of
like,
a sound that you're like trying to replicate.
yeah.
then.
I'm trying to replicate.
trying
this.
to replicate the.
It's
Yeah.
like it's a fucking like it's like a gut punch kind of a fucking
Yeah.
808 that sound. It's an 808 that sounds like a bark that hits you where an 808 is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like this crazy fucking.
Nice.
It's a beautiful sound.
It's
Yeah.
like someone banged on a trash can, like, but like at 400%,
Right.
stretched out. Like I don't know. in some
we could
kind
see
of
if we
weird
could
thing.
find it here.
I think I've basically just
The tunage?
given up entirely on
Yeah.
trying to recreate sounds I've heard in songs because I can never get close at all. And then I just get bummed out and I hate myself and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck.
I
You
feel
know?
that sometimes I'm just trying to recreate the like sound that I have in my head. And
Yeah,
it's like,
even
this
that
is
too.
not what I imagined, but
Yeah. And then you're like, how do I even... I did all the stuff I know how to do. Like, how do I make it do the thing?
yeah.
I think it's better to kind of just conceptually, like, what is, like, the movement of it? Or tonally, is it, like, does it have a lot of high end? Or is it a lot of mid-range? Is it darker? I kind of go off that a little bit more. Like, if I hear
Yeah. On everything as I was remaking it, I had that mentality of like, I'm not making the thing that I'm listening to because I'm not going to be able to.
Right.
Because just the tonality of like kick drum, sub bass, fucking every like horn noise that's happening, every a bit of like to get the right frequency, you literally just have to use the exact same thing that he uses,
Yeah,
or else
definitely.
it will not sound the same.
And dude, the other thing to remember too is a lot of these producers, sometimes they make these sounds by accident too. And
Right,
they don't
exactly.
even know how
Of
they came up with it. They're
course.
doing a
Totally.
That
resampling
is my
session.
game.
They're twisting knobs and then all of a sudden they get that, random sound.
course.
And then it's like, how are you supposed to recreate that
That's
without doing the whole like
that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and trying to fucking find the weird noise that's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you use it when you find it.
Right. You spend like an hour doing like a Mudpie sesh to get like a half-second bass noise.
So it's a second half of the drop. I don't feel like we can
We're gonna skip
play
around here.
really.
if we
But
get
we can find
demonetized,
the
that's
noise.
fine.
This is track, but yeah, like a little bit forward.
I haven't heard
A
of
little bit
any of
more
these guys
forward.
before.
So it's right at the beginning of this next section. It's
Wasn't
that,
that like right before that high
Yeah.
note?
try like here.
Oh, okay. It's got a borderline chair D&B sound to it.
Yeah, you can hear right there.
Yeah. It sounds pretty saturated. You
Yeah.
know? Sounds pretty
Yeah.
clicky.
The high end is
Pretty
just
saturated.
crunches.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you could achieve that with like starting with like an 808 and then doing something like trash on top of it.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
fucking it up.
This is
Little
what I was
fresh, yeah.
trying. This is what I was trying.
That's what you're trying to do?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
totally.
yeah, for sure.
I tried like a few things. I tried like some kick drums, even because sometimes like a nice kick drum just destroyed will sound cool.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I got like one kind of close. Caleb got one kind of close.
Yeah, I made one.
But we were on opposite ends of the game. Like maybe the amalgamation of our two sounds would kind of sort of get there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But still not. I bet it's just. We were saying it sounds like he had like an effects rack and he was just throwing random samples on it.
yeah, and it's like a part of a mud pie that he just clipped this one moment of it
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you
It's
guys
such a good sound.
tend to use mud pies a lot in your productions?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I've been doing a lot more. I did a lot when I first started, and then I kind of like forgot about it. I
It
guess,
takes a
and then
minute to
came
get-
back to it.
Good at them too, because
Definitely.
I've made hundreds of mud pies that are just dog shit that are you can't use any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then you start to figure out like, oh, I kind of have to have a certain structure to what's happening,
Right.
and like understand the signal flow and how to like keep it from just completely going, awry.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you know that, then you can kind of start to break the rules again because you know what the sound should kind of look like to be usable.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
it's huge.
What do you guys have a specific process that you generally follow to like
Fuck shit
create
up.
those mud pies?
Yeah. Fuck shit up and send it.
I use a lot of fucking randoms.
Yeah,
I will
that's-
use
that's-
random modulators on as many things as I can. And if you start using random modulators, do you use bunch? Sounds like you did.
Yeah, sometimes.
When you get like used to like the flow of using random modulators, like the timing of when it's switching from thing to thing, like how smooth it is versus like a rigid thing. Like you can use randoms for fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
I fucking launch those on everything when I'm doing mud pies.
Yeah.
And probably to my detriment. Like I could probably make a cleaner mud pie if I went and like drew things out or something.
Right.
I
like
have
the
a new
randomness.
update to my mud pie where previously I would make my mud pies where it was just almost a continuous sound. Even if it was plucky, it would kind of just be a non-stop signal warping and evolving all crazy. And what I've been trying to do lately is to just have like a one shot happen basically. Even if the one shot lasts for like a bar's length, like it has some sort of decay and like it's just like here's the one sound you get, and then like here's a different version of it, and here's that, and that's actually been super nice. It's a little more like fine tuned and controlled in a sense.
Yeah, definitely, because then you don't have all that extra bleed from the rest of the sound design that you've been doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
You get your like pure, just like it's like an impact almost or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I tend to try to do like a mix of that. Like if I have like, like a big MIDI note that I'm making a mud pie off of, I'll like have like a couple staccato notes at the beginning and then like have some space and then have like a long note that I can like then map all the different, random parameters and stuff to like, my controller and twist them and stuff. And then that way, like, you get a variation between like some doinks and then you get some,
some doinks and douche.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll like make a mud pie out of the mud pie too.
Sure.
I'm just like,
dude.
and then it's like now I have like,
pie. If I'm mud pieing, I'm mud pieing.
It's like every time I do that, it's like I have like an hour's worth of audio, and it's like, okay, now I need to go through all of this and pick out all the good stuff. And
I literally just then turn the project into an actual track, and then I just use all those noises for the track.
Yeah.
And then when I want to make a new one, new mud pies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. One thing I've been doing with the mud pies too is just taking like a small section that's maybe like, I don't know, like a single bar, or like let's say I know that I want to have a bass on there, and then setting the like mode to loop and then just like scrubbing through it really quickly, because then it's like, you just keep moving the play bar until you get the sound that sounds good enough for there, and then you can move on. So it's like you don't have to listen to the whole thing, you just got to find the right sound at that like one specific moment.
That's the move.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
sped up my workflow a lot.
Nice. Yeah.
Always,
Oh, you've always been doing that?
Do that shit.
Yeah. My friend just showed me that.
I like making like melodic mud pies to some extent. Or
same.
Like, if I want to try and find a melody, I will put on like a whole bunch of notes with a key filter that makes it so it's like a specific key, and then an arpeggiator on random, and then have it like modulating like timing and speed and shit, and then into whatever synth, and then you just like later make a loop, start scrolling through, you're like, oh, that's a fucking killer
Nice.
melody right there.
Yeah.
And it'll be weird. It'll give you something weird, and you're like, okay, I would never have come up with that, but that's cool.
That's cool. One of the things that I've been thinking about recently is how to add more space to melodies and whatnot. And something that I've been doing recently is with my melodies, I'll create another chain, and in that chain, I'll have like some sort of like granular resynthesizer, like portal or like delay or reverb or something like that. And then I'll sidechain the incoming audio like from the first chain, and then essentially it makes it so that like every time that your main note plays, it like cuts out the audio and then fills in the space with that like reverb or that delay or that atmosphere or something like that
in some fashion.
It just like makes it so that like every time that a note is playing, that note comes out really clear, but then the space always gets filled in with some kind of like, I don't know, atmospheric sort of sound.
Right
Yeah,
Dude, 100%.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it in that sense, like you can do so much with that, where it's just like, I want my clean signal and then I want the affected signal in whatever way. Like, Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely. That actually reminds me of another. I wrote down some. These guys know this, but I wrote down some talking points before
Dude,
this because I was
he
like,
came with like 40
I have like a
bulletins.
whole
He was just
like list
I'm
here
coming prepared
of
for
things.
this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, send it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
whatever
one
you
of
wanna talk about.
one of the things that I was thinking of was like multi-band effect processing. You know, in
Beautiful.
Ableton. Yeah, never super easy to do in Ableton because like you guys use Bitwig. Like in
Yes.
Bitwig they have like multi-band effect processing
Yes.
that is non-phase
Containers.
destructive. Yeah, where it like the crossover frequency doesn't like, normally like, if you have like a filter here and then another filter,
Right.
you'll have this like
Right. The crossover.
empty
phase.
space. I don't know if they'll be able to see that.
Be hard to see.
But there's actually a way to do that in Ableton that I figured out that one of my friends, Flying Soda, taught me how to do.
Gang.
Yeah, no, literally that. Because there's
middle of
always
there.
there's always
The
the
middle
middle
of
space
there.
that like you're trying to do something with the lows and you're trying to do something with the highs, and then it's like you have this notch there
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
not supposed to be there. But apparently, if you have your EQ on like the first chain and then on the second chain, you can make a group inside of that, and you basically phase flip the signal and then add the same EQ. So it's like anything that you add an effect on gets canceled out in the low range.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it just affects like the high range
Oh,
so that
that's
you like
cool.
fill that in there. But Bitwig has that just like built in.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
So, and you can add like a ton
I
of
mean,
different
of
chains and
course
stuff
it
for
does.
that.
Dude, honestly, that is fucking genius, though. I've
So-
heard.
I was gonna say the other thing that you can do with that's kind of cool, in a sort of similar fashion is like, let's say you're trying to edit the transient of something, you can also take like a gate and then get just the transient and then create another chain and then copy that gate and then phase flip the gate. So that way you can edit your transient and like the sustain of like your snare separately.
I love this. That's amazing.
Yeah, so if you want to like really fine tune the transient of, just your snare or just your
Yeah.
kick, you can like really dial in like precision, get your scapula out and like get all
Fuck
in
yeah,
there.
that's so sick.
But
So my one question though, if you're doing it with EQ8, it doesn't have a linear phase option, right? So at some point, the crossover of like the low pass and the high pass will kind of change the signal a little bit though. So if you phase flip, it's still not going to be a perfect phase flip, right? It'll be like a 95% correction.
that I'm not 100% sure about. My understanding was that it like aligned the phases pretty much perfectly, just because like you're affecting like one part of the audio and then you're just canceling out the other part where the effect doesn't exist. So that way
Right.
like you're only applying the effect to this like, to this part of your
Right.
curve.
Yeah.
And vice versa with like the low end too. But yeah, I'm not sure how the linearity of the filter has an effect on that.
Right.
but
it would
that-
have to
that's
have
a
at
good
least a
question.
little bit, right?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know enough to be able to speak on that
I
topic.
don't either. Yeah.
We'd have to
feel like-
ban.
I feel like a big difference, a thing that you're going to run into is, if I'm understanding this correctly, you have your dry signal, which has a filter on it for like low or whatever. And then you have another branching off of that. You have two channels. One is that exact same thing, but phase flipped. And then do you put your effects after that, or do you just,
Yeah, so the effects would go right after the second group, but still within.
and that's a parallel group with the dry signal again?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you'd essentially have like
Oh.
Like,
So the
two
difference
chains.
of
this is your like
the
low pass, and then this
note.
is.
Can we just build a little dud version?
Sure.
We could build one. It's a little complicated. I did practice it beforehand, but
I mean, either way.
Yeah.
I
we
think
could
it's
try to do
pretty
that.
straightforward.
yeah. This is pretty much how the groups are structured here, if this makes sense. So like you have your low pass in one chain, and then the second chain is two groups with one of them being blank, and the second one is your phase flip plus the low pass, and then the
I
effects just
see.
go right after the second group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was missing. So that would perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you get this idea?
This is from Flying Soda. He's my friend in California who is a very
Flying
good producer.
soda.
Yeah, we've made
Crazy.
some tracks
Okay.
together. He is like an absolute sound design genius, and he does like
Good for
mixing and stuff for symphonies and orchestras and stuff. And he makes
Yeah.
some really good music. He just doesn't really post it. So me and
Okay.
him have been working on some stuff, and
That's
he taught me how to
sick.
do the gate flip thing, and then also how to make this multi-band too by just adding more chains.
Yeah.
So like if you wanted to affect just the lows and like, you know, put a saturator on the lows and then on the highs, you know, add reverb and then sidechain the low all at the same time from one sound in one track, you could do that.
Dude, I love this.
Oh, yo, Delta Orb knows Flying Soda.
Yeah.
What's up, Delta Orb?
Our buddy Bezio came on the pod recently, and we watched a video where a guy was breaking down. It's like the same concept, but the way he was doing it was some sort of parallel chain. I can't even explain it. It confuses me, but basically, instead of having it just like a crossover, like a multiband way, he had it set up where he had an EQ going, and anytime you would adjust your EQ to like node up or node down, or you could like automate it and go up and down the frequency spectrum, then it would add the effect you wanted. So let's just say you had like chorus or reverb. Anytime you moved your little EQ node, it would only affect that specific area. And he was doing some sort of like phased flip inversion, hyperdynamic, fucking molecular bullshit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I feel like it's like a similar concept, but you're just doing it in a different way that I haven't seen. So
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
All I was gonna really say is, I feel like where you would get the like rub between that
the rub.
the rub.
The rub.
I think where you're gonna get the rub is where the difference happens in the sound that you're making in the fade portion of the filter, where it's like rolling off. Like in that area, whatever kind of sound that you're working with in the affected side would it would cause like phase differences or something. Like
Yeah,
it would,
so
there would
normally-
be some interference
Yeah,
there.
so normally there's interference when you do it the standard way. Like,
Yeah.
let's say you just have like one chain that has this
Mm-hmm.
EQ on it, and then you have another EQ. Normally you would get that. So this actually is a solution to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm a fuck with it.
yeah.
I'm a fuck
Definitely,
with it.
it's a little bit
I'll tell
difficult
you
to
right
set
now,
up.
Bitwig, the way they have their
Bitwig already has it. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. The crossovers don't perfectly cause.
oh,
like-
they're not. Oh, okay. So there
feel
is some
I feel like
phasing.
there's some issues with the crossovers there.
Okay, that's what I
If
wasn't
we're
sure
trying
about.
to get it like I don't really care, honestly. Personally, I don't need it to be perfect. I like the kind of like crossover fuckery.
Yeah, it can sound cool,
So I just like go with it.
dude. One thing that I wish Ableton had that I know
Yeah.
Bitwig has is where you can edit like, or like it's not even like multi-band effect processing. It's like multi like harmonic, like
Yeah.
spectral processing, where you can just like isolate the
sick.
harmonic and stuff like that. I could actually see a lot of useful applications.
We do use that.
Dude, I was
We do
hoping,
be using that shit.
I was hoping Ableton 12 would have added some of that stuff. And
Yeah.
that's been kind of one of the reasons I've been kind of holding off on getting it. Because, Bitwig is kind of innovating with all, adding these things as just,
Come join
stock.
the Cool Kids Club, dude.
Yeah. No, I heard a lot of
Bitwig's
good
the
things
shit.
about it.
It's sick as fuck.
Yeah.
The spectral loud splitter is so fucking sick. You can just choose to it splits things up into the quiet, the mid-range, and the high end. So like you could solo out any three of those things on any given sound. So like one thing I'll do a lot is I'll make a mud pie and try and make it as fucking weird as I can, but like try and follow some kind of rhythm or melody or something. But then put the loud on there. Once I print it, put the loud on there and just solo like the loudest part of the sound or the quietest part. I like either of those options.
Yeah.
Mid, you're basically clipping the fuck out of it, which is kind of sick too. The middle range is without the quiet and without the loud. So you're basically clipped at a spot if you solo the mid range.
Mm-hmm.
But at the quietest, like if it's like an ambient kind of a atmosphere sound, you're just going to get like the fuzz of it, which is sick. I love that shit always. And then the high end for like a melodic kind of thing, you just get these like weird like like really, really tonal,
Yep. Little pokey
specific
voice.
frequencies,
Yeah,
which is really fun to fuck with as well.
that's cool. Yeah, you'll have to show me that sometime in Bitwig how you're doing that.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, that's awesome. On the topic of like spectral type things, have you guys do you guys know Alexander Panos at all? He
I
is
feel like I've heard that name.
yeah, so he's on Upscale.
Oh, that's okay. That's why.
Yeah, he makes some like really insane like atmospheric
He's
type
the
music.
atmosphere guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he work with like Echo Map?
Mm,
Maybe.
I'm not.
Or he's just
I'm
kind
not
of in
sure.
that vein. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but
Okay,
yeah, he
that's
taught me
fair.
how to do like all the atmospheres and stuff like that. And
shit.
it's just like crazy resampling and stuff, and he makes a lot of Max for Live patches and whatnot.
Okay.
And one of the Max for Live patches that he just released was it's called Spectral Morph, and it basically allows you to like morph the spectral characteristics of two different sounds together, and you can kind of like A be it or A plus be it or A minus be it.
Is this a Max for Live?
Yeah, this is a Max for Live.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the other one that he has is called a timbre resynthesizer. So like let's say you want to take the timbre from one sound and apply it to another sound.
Sick.
You can do that. It's kind of sick with like drums too. Like you could take like
Right.
a synth and then apply the timbre of the synth to the drums, so your drums kind of sound like it has that kind of like tonal quality
What
to
the
it.
fuck? That's so cool.
Yeah, he let me beta test them. It was pretty fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, definitely recommend checking those out.
I will
It's definitely
100%
worth
check
the
those
download
out.
for sure.
Yeah. Dude, those fucking upscale guys, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They are on a weird level of just
A weird
understanding
level.
and playing with sound. It's so
Yeah,
insane.
definitely. Yeah.
There's this song, of course I can't think of the name, but Echo Map and I think Volume.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't.
Volume.
Yeah. But anyway, they do something like that, and I think they might be using that technique
Yeah.
because they have this like huge like atmospheric buildup, and it somehow like morphs into this stab sound that happens in the drop. And
Sick.
I've tried so many like ways to be like, how the fuck did they do this? Like what is happening? So I'll have to show you.
Yeah, that actually sounds like something you could probably accomplish.
I think it's
using
exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I
Sick.
bet you they know Alexander Panos.
that. Oh yeah, they probably know each other for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Because I think that song specifically is released on Upscale also, so they're probably
Nice.
they're sharing a little. That dude, you have to show me this. Then I'm
Yeah.
so excited to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're spreading the knowledge. Dude, I had a lesson with Frequent a while ago, and I don't know if you follow any of his teachings at all, but he's really got things like figured out in terms of not, necessarily Ableton stuff, but I feel like when I went over there, I had like a whole, it was like a music philosophy lesson almost, just how to like break outside and be creative. And I feel like sometimes a lot of our limitations aren't in terms of like the sounds that we can make, it's just like the processes that we're using to generate those sounds. And like having you have your productive brain, then you have your creative brain too. And a lot of us like a lot of producers like us like to think in our productive brain all the time. Like we're always trying to put out another track and another release, and we need to have something that if I'm going to sit in Ableton, I need to have a project by the end of the night that I can show or that I can play.
Sure.
And I feel like
definitely some pressure.
yeah,
Sometimes.
definitely. Yeah, trying to remember to like tone that back and just have a creative session. Like my main takeaway from my lesson with him was asking yourself 3 questions. And that's it's like, what am I good at? And like, what do I suck at? And like, what do I always do? And if you know that you're good at something, maybe do something that you're really bad at instead. And if you're always using a template, or even like he took it so far as to say, like, if you're always writing music with 2 monitors, take one of your monitors away. Or if like you're always producing
gonna do
in a
that.
chair, take your chair away. Or,
I'll do
like
that.
if you're always
Stand
producing
out,
in your
yeah.
studio, go produce a song, bring your laptop to like a, like a park or something
I
like
mean,
that.
I have a desktop, so
I
that's
mean,
gonna be
we
hard.
get
That might be
it.
a little bit difficult.
Yeah,
though.
we
Yeah.
get it on these, but also just like focus on drums because
Right.
you suck at drums.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe learn how to make a new bass noise like me this week, and I did not pull it off.
You still learn some new things. though.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, no, I'm exploring this shit because I want to make a weird fucking.
Just resample
noise.
that.
Honestly,
Clip it, dude. It'll sound pretty close.
That could be exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah.
Could have just went.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever
Destroyed
tried just like taking like doing one of those kind of sample challenges where maybe you start with one sample and then making a song out of that? Like you literally use
fuck
that
yeah.
one
Yeah.
door
Totally.
noise to make the hi-hats, the kick, the snare, the bass.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I've actually never done that, but I've always wanted to.
You should try it sometime.
I think
honestly.
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
With white noise, don't be a bitch.
I mean, that sounds like the easiest one
It
to
is
do
the
with.
easiest.
Yeah.
You can make everything with white noise really
Yeah.
easily.
White noise
E-
would
even
be
like the bass. Oh well, I guess you could just
Yeah.
like
You just
put in like
low
Fab
pass
Filter
it. Yeah, and
EQ.
just
Like I'm gonna have
boost it.
just play an E.
Basically,
Yeah.
everything is
That's cool.
easy because you can turn anything into white noise. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just destroy the fuck out of it
And then
until it
tailor
is
it.
just.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Shape it.
clip that, and then you're good to go.
It's-
Now you have white noise.
Speaking of white noise, do you guys ever use pink noise to mix? Have you ever tried that before?
Um,
I tried it one time. I will say the results were pretty good. I literally only did it like once or twice, but if you're ever looking for like a fast mixdown technique, referencing some pink noise and then just making sure like essentially what you do is you play the pink noise at the same volume that your track is at, and then you slowly like you bring everything down to zero and you bring in all the sounds until you can just barely hear them above the pink noise one at a time. And generally I've ended up getting some pretty good mixdowns after doing that.
It is a really
Interesting.
good move.
Yeah.
So Caleb and I use Vision 4X for our analyzer.
Yep.
oops.
Vision
for our
4X.
main analyzer. It's made by Noisia.
Okay.
And it has a what would you call it? Like the EQ visualizer?
Oops. It's
Spectrogram.
No, spectrogram's the moving one. No?
It's a.
I was just saying there's also a
oh,
spectrogram.
there is a spectrogram.
It's the same
Correct.
thing that's in
Flux.
tonal balance.
Oh, that one?
It's
I don't know
this.
what that
Oh,
one's
tonal
called.
balance control. I just
But
put
like
that
a-
on my
but
girlfriend's
like
computer
one of
today.
these is like an EQ.
So you see this?
Essentially.
This is basically your EQ. Here's your bottom end.
This is pink noise.
I can rotate it.
Oh, so you're kind of mixed within that. It
Yeah.
is kind of like tonal
Yeah.
balance control a little
Right,
bit.
right.
Yeah.
But
So-
this one's nice because
Yeah.
it just gives you just the pink noise, and it gives you the min and max.
Right.
And you don't necessarily need to stay right in here. Like my kick will usually always come above. My bass will usually always come above. My snare will usually always come above. And my high end comes right to the top of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like that's kind of an extreme range,
It
isn't
is.
it?
But basically what I do is there's a bunch of different ones. Like it has hip hop. It has drum and bass.
Yeah,
is
well,
the-
the hip hop was
Hip-hop's
insane.
drum
Oh,
and
wow.
bass jungle, drum and bass hard. It's like all the
See,
way at the
that's
top.
That one
I
tightens
kind
up.
of like that better than tonal balance control because honestly, like tonal balance only has like a couple of those kind
The
of
pink
presets.
noise is the way, though.
The pink noise is the
Yeah.
way.
Because
that's
like
sick.
you find where the thing that you need to be louder is, and you just make it louder. It doesn't
Right.
matter at the end of the day. But if you can kind of hit in this pink noise range, when you fucking limit and clip the fuck out of it on your master, it does great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
and you just reference tracks, like you pull tracks in of your favorite artists,
Yeah.
and you look at where their
Yeah.
kick is. You're like, okay, their kick is always above the top here. Okay, their sub is always right at it, or you know,
Yeah.
their clap always is like kind of in the middle, and then it hits up top around 1K. Like you just kind of pay attention to these things and extrapolate.
Yeah.
It's huge, and this is probably going to be dirt cheap here in just a little bit.
Black
Shit.
Friday.
Black Friday
Black
sale.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
See.
America.
Do you guys have any?
Capitalism, baby.
Do you guys have any plugins that you think you might, splurge on with all these sales
I
coming
haven't
out?
checked. I was going to check on this episode because it's the Black Friday episode.
Perfect.
Dude, there's
Okay.
honestly, there's not really any plugins I want right now. There's like one I've wanted for a while, but I know I'm just going to get it and use it for a week and be like, okay, cool. I
Which
get
one? Which one is that?
it. EXO.
EXO. What's that?
It's basically
It's a sample sorting.
sorting,
like
map.
visual. Yeah,
It's $50 right now.
software.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
Um,
is
Vision
probably
4X.
the best
$50.
this is sick.
visualizer you can get for
So
the money.
Yeah.
so worth
say.
it.
Or-
so fucking worth it.
I am also still a Flux Analyzer guy.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
sure
like
they're giving a good one.
$300.
Yeah,
good luck to
way
you.
more
Super
expensive.
Yeah.
But
Also-
it has
also not
rainbows,
as good.
So I think it's
This
better.
has rainbows.
This
too,
has
bitch.
rainbows too.
Are they-
Nice.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys just like it on boring mode?
No, I have my.
It's on heat map.
Yeah, I have my one of them on heat map.
Mm.
When I have it on, like I think down here is on heat map.
Flux definitely doesn't have that little tonal
Yeah,
balance
let's throw
map.
some audio
Which
in
would
so
be
you can
sick.
see
Mhm.
what it's like. Oops.
Well, he does that. EXO essentially takes all of your one-shots, all of your samples, and creates like a 2D map where it separates. It has like a million little dots on this little grid separated by color, and each color coordinates to tonality to some degree.
Okay.
So all of your yellows, I'm just throwing out a color, is like kind of like a snare tone, and all
Yeah.
of your reds would be a kick tone, and your purples would be tom, and then it kind of blends everything through it. So if you're scrolling through and you're like, oh, I like this specific tone, there's a bunch around it that will have a similar characteristic.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like that would make it pretty easy to put stuff together quickly that you know is going to sound good with your current project.
It'd be really
Yeah,
great for
100%.
like, let me throw together like a hi-hat rack.
Yeah.
You know, you could go grab like a grouping from in there that are all in the same little area,
Yeah.
throw them in, and then start mixing up your MIDI. Try
Mhm.
and get like these ones. Like hi-hat like differentiation is like next level
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit when you get like
And then
little subtle hi-hat grooves going like that.
there's also a sequencer built in, so you can like test rhythms with all of like your selected hats that you just found or selected snares or whatever. So
Nice.
you can almost just you can just like test it. Actually, now the more I talk about it, I probably would use it a lot, but
Yeah.
I am afraid that because I do that constantly with plugins where I'm like, this
Yeah.
looks like so much fun, and then I use it for a week and then never touch it again.
Right.
But I don't know. The more the merrier, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's see the analyzer.
Make sure this is raw. Let's go to we won't get fucking demonetized for this shit.
Right.
I own this song. So you can kind of
Yeah.
see where everything lines up, and I can pause it, and now I can fucking scroll in.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of convenient.
That
and you can
is.
see exactly
Can't
like
do that on Flux.
where things are having issues.
Right.
Mhm.
All this moves around. You could basically do this and open another one and just have it like this, and open another one and just have it like this, or just like this.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it like this because here
That is the
these
big
line
boy.
up
Mm-hmm.
on the top, and then these line up on the bottom too, so you can
Yeah.
really pinpoint
Oh.
and see
Yeah.
where things are happening.
Shit is so fucking
That is
really
convenient.
next level.
Yeah, definitely.
The arrangement that they set up initially is just like
And you can have it where you see the EQ normally. I just don't like it like this
Mhm.
because I don't like having a smaller area for.
It's interesting
for
that
the
it
spectrogram.
still lines up.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
still lines up.
yeah, that's kind of nice. Like no matter what layout you have it in, you know, it's gonna line up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But yeah, this one's just nice.
yeah.
You can fucking drag and see exactly like
Wow,
where things are.
it's
kind
so
of
fucking good.
doing
Yeah.
weird stuff.
dude. I want to try
Ever since
to.
I downloaded it, I literally am like, I don't know why it took me
It's
so
the
long
best.
to get into this.
Dude, I want to
Mhm.
try to write messages with the spectrograph.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, pull the Aphex Twin and like put your face in it. Yeah,
Is that what they did?
Mhm. That's what he
sick.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Little Easter eggs like that.
Yeah.
There's actually I wish I could remember the name
Some
of
kind
a
of
program,
generator
but
for this, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say you could
it's
probably
so
write some
easy.
software to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's already software. Like it's so easy these days that you just download whatever. There's probably a million. Yeah,
Nice.
and you're like just insert image, and then it just creates a sound for you. And it always sounds fucking horrendous. Like it's the worst sound you've ever heard in your
Of
life.
course.
That's what makes it hard to use.
That's
but-
why you have to make rhythm.
Yeah.
then it's supposed to sound.
Then it
good.
works.
Yeah,
Then it works.
Exactly. Caleb, just real quick, can you pull up EXO? Because I feel like when you see it visually, you instantly just understand a little bit more. Bam.
So
Yeah.
this is your library. You can see here the kicks are in red, snares are blue, claps are pink. So you can see where things kind of overlap, and it's all structured
Oh,
tonally.
I'm assuming you just
that's nice.
put what's our kicks and what's our not? Or
I
do
don't-
they?
I don't know.
Does it sort it for you?
It sorts it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's
So you just
strict.
You just drag and
it's
drop.
like pretty drum specific.
Yeah.
Or
I'm sure you could do it with basses, but it seems like it doesn't really work with
yeah,
anything
I mean,
but
it's
percussion.
got flex 1
yeah,
and 2.
I'm like, I want it for my whole library.
I know,
not
same.
like
Yeah.
it
just
is only
drums.
$65 right now, which is pretty good.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Half off.
Too bad it's not 69, dude. You guys really missed out.
Hey.
Yeah, that's fun. do you have any plugins you're looking at that you've been kind of pumped on where you're like, oh,
Dude, I can't really afford any new plugins right now, but
Amen, brother.
I've heard a lot of good things about Currents.
Oh,
Minimal
yeah,
Audio's new,
Yeah.
thing. Because I do like
Synthesizer.
Rift a lot. I feel like Minimal Audio has made a lot of really good plugins recently. But it's like I already have Phase Plant and Vital and Serum and Operator.
Plant
It's
is
like,
goated.
do I need another?
I know.
Phase
Yeah,
Plant is
maybe.
the goat.
Yo.
Phase Plant is the go.
Have you
Yeah.
updated into that filter table yet?
When did that update come out?
Last week.
Yeah.
No, I have
Brand
not.
new.
What, okay,
Dude.
what is this? Is a
Okay, so
We're going back to the dot
we
here.
really, if you want to go back to 184, we fucking got,
Yeah, episode
got in on
184
this.
last week, we went heavily into it.
oh okay.
Yeah, but
explore
filter table and shaper table, if you haven't seen that either.
Okay.
They're both wavetable versions of a filter and a shaper.
Nice.
Fucking incredible.
That's dope.
dude.
I'm gonna have to update my faceplant and start using that.
Dude, yeah.
what is it
Also,
called?
John
Filter
got
table.
the scoop on like how you can make your own filter tables from the lead developer
Yep.
the
Oh.
other day.
Oh,
But
word.
basically, see here you have
Yeah.
a filter,
That's actually
but then
sick.
it also scrolls.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me
It's
of
insane.
yeah, I was
fucking
just talking
gross.
about minimal audio. Like it kind of reminds me of their like EQ plugin Morph EQ, where it kinda,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah,
morph
right.
through that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really
It
nice.
is very similar to that.
Yeah, does it have a clipper on it too, or
Well, this is the filter. There's the
This is
shaper
the-
table.
yeah, the
that would be
shaper
the
table.
more clipper version.
I see.
Yeah, they're quite standalone. So the filter table, you have your drive here. You can see it clipping off, but then it's also, it'll do
Okay.
whatever. And what's the best part is you can
wave
just
shaper.
go into the filters and just grab
You gotta grab that Eldritch notch.
Eldritch Notch, and now it's
Motherfuckers.
We found out.
Your
We found
shaper.
out last week that this is the best fucking
dude.
wavetable
Eldritch
in
notch.
general.
Eldritch
Also-
Notch.
Eldritch
There's-
Notch.
Also,
there's-
shaper table, filter table, and oscillator. It works
Yep.
for every single one.
yeah,
Awesome.
that table's goated.
It's a killer. It's a killer. It's
Kinda
basically
hard
a
it.
saw
I can't
wave
hard
at like the front.
Oh
end.
yeah, get that favorited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Like that's
So wait.
like a saw wave right now.
yeah, but not if you look at the actual filter. It's like it's just a notch.
Well, no, filter very different.
and then it
Oh, it's like it's a format one.
and
huh?
then
Okay.
it combs out like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
and then of
Oh yeah, it's like a
Very-
formant into a
yeah.
comb.
Yeah.
yeah,
Formant comb hybrid.
yeah, it's the best. The
Yeah,
Eldritch
that
Notch
is
goated.
that is
Sick as
nice.
fuck.
Yeah.
So you were just saying Morph EQ. You've
Eldritch
played with that a
Notch.
good amount?
I haven't gotten to play with it, but that was one that I was looking at too.
Oh, that's when you were looking at it.
because
Yeah.
that's kind of what that reminded me of, just being able to like scroll through the filter automation.
Yeah.
It's like I
dude.
might not need to get that now that Faceplant has that in there.
Right,
you
right.
know?
I have Shade, which is I feel like the competitor for like that kind of thing. Have you played with Shade at all?
No, what's that?
Shade is fucking sick. It's basically it's like the other version.
It's a morphing
of-
filter.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it- do
Yeah,
they have
it's
it in here?
it's just a really complex filter that you have like LFOs and a bunch of different like preset shapes. Of course, you can use. Create a filter. That's a good way to put it. It's really just a filter, but it has a bunch of fun tools.
It's got a bunch
Okay.
of like its own built-in modulators
Yep.
and stuff.
Yeah.
LFOs
And you can have a
and
bunch
shit.
of different filters, like a comb, a phaser, a low pass, like all at once.
Yeah.
You can assign macros,
Yeah.
a bunch of randoms.
Exactly. You build it out. You assign macros, and now you have a fucking.
Mm-hmm. I know
Basically a
Resonant
filter
Language
table.
likes this. I've
Nice.
seen him use it a lot.
Who?
Resonant language.
Resonant language. Yeah, I was gonna say this looks a little bit familiar.
Chris Lang did?
Res Lang, dude.
Nice.
Not that I actually hung out with him and he told me that. I saw him on stream during the pandemic. Use it nonstop. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So I got all pumped on it. And I feel like MorpheQ is just this.
Yeah.
And like maybe there's something new they added, but that's the only reason I haven't bought it is because like, okay, well, like what is the like one or two new things that Shade doesn't have?
Right.
But Shade is sick. Yeah. I'm sure both are awesome, but I only know Shade.
Yeah, it looks like this.
And you can do some fun things.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the width on it.
Yeah.
You can just keep adding
Yeah.
different ones together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And then have different
Ah.
LFOs do different things to
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat, honestly.
It's pretty
Especially-
intense,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very intense.
actually.
If you like formanty
This is the
stuff,
lab
this is
right
amazing
here.
for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Laboratory.
And then there's a bunch of fun presets that you can also just huck on something to get some inspiration or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
I never
sweet.
actually dove deep. I have it. I just haven't like really.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's my bad.
I
should-
You're
I
blowing
should
it,
have
Dave.
worked-
I know.
I should have worked for that.
Catch
actually.
up.
Yeah,
There's no
I'm a
Eldritch
slow
Notch.
learner.
That's okay, buddy. We forgive you.
What's up, Blast
Thank
X
you,
Dubs?
Thanks,
What's up?
guys.
Howdy.
Blast X Dubs. Let's go.
Howdy.
So yeah, if you end up buying MorpheQ at some point, let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm certainly gonna mess around with the new faceplant update now that you guys
filter
made me
tables.
aware of that.
Filter table is fucking
Yeah.
insane.
And
is absolutely-
Eldritch
Also-
Notch. I'll remember
Also, just
that.
using any of the if you have that upgrade available, use all of the filter tables for oscillators. Use all of the shaper tables for oscillators, and
Yeah, you can
and
mix and
vice
match
versa.
all day.
You can
Yeah.
use all the different
Don't.
tables
Yeah.
Yeah,
interchangeably, and
Awesome.
it's recommended.
It's a
definitely.
must. Dude.
It is a must.
Using the Eldritch Notch for example,
Specifically,
do I
what
have
you
it?
should do is go to filters, formations, Eldritch Notch.
It's funny they called
And
it
just
an
always
Eldritch
do that.
Notch because, like, you
We
know,
looked it up last week. I don't remember what it means.
I don't
but
remember
it
either.
was
do you know what an
majestic.
Eldritch knot is? It's like a very fancy way to like tie a tie, where like
there's
the
an
tie is
Eldritch,
like
Eldritch knot.
yes, there's an
So
Eldritch
that-
knot. I think that's what
Really?
that's named after.
No shit.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Eldritch, the word in general is like a good word.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely.
Eldritch.
Sounds very high society.
It's
I know, right?
fucking legit.
We were talking about last week. It gives me the vibe of like medieval times
Yeah,
or like
I
Skyrim, like
think
the
it's-
Eldritch race or
I
something.
think it
Yes.
means gloomy. Oh, this
Eldritch.
isn't even the right fucking song. It's like gloomy or spooky.
Is that what it meant?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
But basically here I'll show you a sound that we made last week.
Also, be
Um,
ready. It's intense. It's a lot.
We basically used that table as an oscillator, a filter, a shaper, like multiple times. And
Eldritch.
it gets out of hand.
Eldritch is an adjective that describes something otherworldly, eerie, or
Yeah.
supernatural.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's tight.
Strange or
So the
frightening.
Eldritch knot for a
Eldritch-
tie. That's
the-
such
yeah,
a silly
the Eldritch
vibe.
knot
Yeah.
is
The
You
hilarious.
should look up a
Tie.
picture of it. It's like a very fancy way of tying a tie.
Other-
Hell yeah,
Knot.
that's crazy.
Let me turn off the old sonar works here. So I've kind of fucked with it because I'm using it in this beat right now. But this is essentially what happens. That's haven't even been
Sick.
past. Oh no, it's switched to a square.
Eldritch notches.
But
Eldritch
Eldritch Notch,
notches.
Eldritch
Yeah,
Notch.
yeah. We
I
were
have
just
this,
spamming it.
There's another one.
Ooh. That's cool.
It's so nice.
It's fucking so nasty.
That
That's
Eldritch
awesome.
Notch.
And this is it in context.
Ugh.
Solid.
Gross.
Hell yeah.
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 Ew.
It's cool. It's the new update from Faceplant is gross, dude. It's
Mm-hmm.
I can't do anything else right now. I'm just like more open Faceplant,
I know.
more.
One more shaper table.
Yeah, as many shaper tables and filter tables as I can.
The
possibly
shaper
put on it.
table, the mix doesn't, as far as I can tell,
It's not
it doesn't
wet
seem
dry.
like it's a wet dry. It's a
Parallel.
it's
No.
it's like the way the shape of the shaping is happening.
Yeah, here. So you
So,
can
like-
see on this shaper table,
Right.
as you bring the mix down, it's like minimizing the
It's
peaks
changing the shape.
and valleys
Oh.
of the
It's
Oh.
bringing it down to even.
That's kind of
from
sick,
where
actually.
It's at.
Yeah,
I like
it's-
I
that.
see.
So fucking
Right there.
nice.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Because
guys were
you
saying
know-
you didn't like
Crazy.
that.
Because
Okay.
you know how like a shaper, like a M wave shaper, for instance, you just have your square with the line going up. Like if that mix is on 0, it's just one line going up, and left to right is
the amplitude.
your amplitude, so 0 volume to 100% volume, and then the thing is what happens at those certain volumes. So it turns it down if it's at like whatever on this one. If it's at like 40%, it's kind of turned down.
Right.
If it's at 60%, it's turned up from where it would be typically.
Yeah.
And then at 100%, then it's, wherever it is.
Yeah, it's like y-axis is decibel, and then your x-axis is also decibel, but it's just like what the original incoming audio is, and
Right.
then how it's gonna adjust it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then here, when you instead of mixing it in terms of on that linear line on the y-x axis, this just turns down the angle
Mhm.
of the overall shape.
Right. So it makes it more linear. So
Yeah.
it applies less of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
On a very linear scale, which is it's so sick, especially when you have some kind of fucking automation on it.
Right.
Let's see if we can get a.
Oh. Will you make it a saw wave real quick? Also, I want to hear that. It's a little more harmonics. Oh,
Nasty.
It's my Harley, dude.
I was just gonna say horsepower base.
Humming, baby. Oh, so good.
Oh, Jesus!
That's farting.
Fucking
Dude, this
Just
song,
farting right
this
now.
song is gross. It's
industrial motors.
we called it Hellfire.
Hellfire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Real quick
anyway.
before we move on to our next segment, are you guys saw guys or square guys? Evens or odds?
Both.
I use them both in different applications.
Do you have a favorite?
If I had
a
to choose, if
preference?
you put a gun to my head, I'd say squares.
Gun to head. Squares.
Yeah.
Square guy. That makes sense.
If I am doing squares, it's usually like a sine wave that is just like almost a square.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
But I do
yeah.
like my saws too as well.
Hilarious.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, if you get a square or a saw, do you get a sign still?
What do you mean?
Like
In this
is it a buy
scenario
one,
where
get
I
one
have
free?
to choose between
Oh.
a square and a
Like, is there a Black Friday deal where I can
and a
also
saw
get
wave,
a
do
triangle?
I also get a sine wave
Let's say no.
to use?
We'll say no.
Well, the nice thing is a square is really easy just to low pass down, do a
That's
sine
true. Yeah.
real quick. I mean, so is a saw, but not as easy, not
Yeah.
as cleanly.
Square is easier to
Square
get
is
to.
easier.
Square
A
is
sign.
easier.
Because you just have odds. Anyways,
I don't actually know my answer.
Right.
well, we'll move on to our next segment then. Pod Talks.
Pod talks. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, well, while he's going to pee, let's listen to this whip I have
Oh, okay.
because it's cool. And I also made a bark sound.
Ooh.
Oh.
I
Um,
thought. Oh wait.
Here,
Is
I'll
this the
show
same?
you my bark sound.
This is the same project we were already on, right?
Nice.
That's it.
Oh,
That's cool. The other day I was working with a bunch of samples that I recorded on my phone while I was on vacation, and in one of them I was trying to record my mom playing the dulcimer, and my dog was like barking in the background, and then I ended up like taking that and then putting it into the intro, and
Nice. Fuck
but
yeah.
like with like a
Fuck
bunch
yeah.
of delay and like granular stuff, and every time that I play it, my cat will like look around and be like, "Is the dog here? Like,
Right.
Oh
what's
my
going
God.
on?" Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
All right. First pod. Or first,
First
talk.
pod talk.
If you're struggling with making arrangements, then I have a
I think this is an Ableton 12 or at least Ableton only thing. I don't know what this is. You guys let me know. It seems interesting.
Very cool solution for this. So, for example, I have this loop here with all of my elements. So these are my ideas all bundled up into an 8-bar loop. We loop this section here. We do consolidate time to new scene. And now we go into live view, delete this track here. And now we load in Song Sketch into an audio channel.
It's basically about this song sketch
And as you
thing.
can see, it already recognizes all of my elements that I have.
What?
And we can use, for example, house and then
Wait, what?
maybe melodic. And as you can see, it's already generated, a whole arrangement with all of the elements that I have.
No.
What?
Fucking
Wait. So is this is this like in Ableton 12?
And we
Or it's a
can-
Max for
Max for
Live.
Live.
It's a
for
Max for
sure.
Live. So
Device.
is this a Max for Live device that
It
you think
must
be.
might work in 11? Or do you
don't
think this
know.
is explicitly for 12? Because that's pretty.
I've never
Fancy.
seen this before, so I feel like it's newer.
That's
some
so
cheat,
That was
cheat codes right
insane.
there.
What the
yeah.
fuck?
It's $54.
Damn.
Gives you 172 arrangements.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
watch you fucking open that shit. It's just gonna be spitting out the worst.
I
fucking
know.
arrangements.
I know.
I mean, just getting like a basic idea going though
Yep.
is pretty nice.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Especially for house
I feel
music.
like what I
don't
would
have
do
to think about it.
immediately is apply the completely wrong genre to whatever music that
I
I'm
know.
making.
Exactly.
That's
And
my
just
thought.
see what it fucking like gives you like some weird shit and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, perfect.
Let me do
Yeah,
it. Let me do a disco template for my left
Right.
field bass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it might do some really weird shit.
That's fascinating though.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Just our integration into AI
Yeah.
is
Because I feel
More
like,
and more.
especially because I feel like a lot of us, when we're first starting to track, we basically have this like 8-bar loop that is just all of the sounds happening at once.
Yeah.
And then just kind of slowly start to split them off and add new sections. Like, it's pretty convenient.
yeah.
yeah,
I guess that
especially
would
for
be
s-
funny.
especially for somebody who's like new and is intimidated by how to like
Yeah.
Yeah.
structure the song.
Dude.
They can just get a quick idea out and just learn from that and kind of
Yeah.
keep.
I wonder if you
implementing.
could clutter the fuck out of your loop
Oh.
and then put it in there and it would like sparse it out for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
That would be
What would
cool.
it do with like one of my songs where I have like 150 channels? If I put them all in a single 8-bar loop and
It
just
would- it
like,
would just
good luck,
crash.
buddy.
Yeah.
Crash. It's Ableton,
No, dude,
guys.
it would be kind of sick though if they they made something like that used AI where you could like put in somebody else's song and then be
It
like
spits out a
copy
skeleton?
copy the
Oh,
arrangement of this
shit.
song.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
I do that all the time. I'll just
Same.
just use it as a reference
record-
track.
Yeah,
yeah,
and just-
definitely.
Just reference the.
Someone does need
The
to make a
arrangement
thing
alone.
that does that for you.
Yeah.
though. That would be nice.
It is
Yeah.
kind of
Put this
interesting
in the
though,
MIDI
like
channels.
when you break down enough song structures, you kind of see like,
Right, you start to get an idea.
Very easy.
yeah, there's like
Yeah.
5 real sections.
Well,
sections,
sure, sections.
and then
yeah.
people just organize the sections differently,
yeah.
right?
Slash make
Maybe 6 or 7, like
different lengths of different sections and stuff. But I definitely come across songs where I'm like, yo, the arrangement on this song is crazy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it might not even be that good of a song. I don't really like the elements in it or whatever. But just like the arrangement, you're like, whoa, the bridge comes in at a weird time. Like, the fuck's going on here? So those are usually the ones I'm like, I need to fucking get this thing, get it into the DAW, and split it open to see exactly what's happening.
Like,
And
Yeah.
then try and, give it a copy.
this is a
Yeah,
special little
definitely.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Special little boy.
Special little
All right,
boy.
TikTok number 2.
Just like us.
Here we go.
This is Orchid.
Oh,
Orchid
yeah.
looks like a synth with a keyboard and some buttons. But Orchid is not just a synth. Orchid is more like an ideas machine. How do we use an ideas machine? Let's start with a note. Play a melody. Whatever comes to mind. Maybe not that. All right. Let's try a chord. How do you play E flat
right.
major? Hold the major button.
It's
and
just
then
in a
the E
field
flat
of
key.
flowers.
Now try minor.
It's got
Back
key.
to major. Add an extension
of, like,
for more
chords.
notes,
Yeah.
like a
Built in.
ninth
You
or a
can
seventh,
add
6/9. But be careful of too much jazz. Want to sound a little more human?
too much jazz.
Animate your chord. Strum it like a guitar. Now find your chord's
Nice.
voicing. Take this wheel for a spin. That's a little low. Bring it up a bit. Keep going. Why not? You got so many notes to play with. Send it to the moon.
Tech house drop.
Right.
Keep following that. Let's try a different sound.
Oh, he's staring out in the distance off that one. He's feeling it.
Ooh,
Now,
synthwave.
we're on our way to something. Something we've never done before. Know what? Let's try the arpeggiator. And we can add some bass.
What?
Do we need to explain bass? Not really. It's bass. Want to play a tune?
Can we explain bass?
Start with the one chord.
Does it have sounds built in, or is it just a MIDI controller?
I don't know.
It looks like there are sounds built in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
you can
so,
kind of flip
right?
between the
Let's
presets.
do that 3 minor. That's nice.
Hey. Yeah.
Wait,
Hey.
what is that?
On the beat.
You're not allowed to do that. But now that we hear it,
You're not allowed to do
realize
that.
It sounds pretty good. Found an idea you like?
Anyways, it looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure.
Yeah, it's super long. But yeah, it seems pretty cool how you can just like chord
Yeah.
and just play a note.
It's
and you're
nice
like,
and compact.
And here's
I
a
like
random
that you could maybe have it like plugged into a laptop and like on the subway or something. Like,
Yeah.
Try the arpeggio.
in the
It
park.
is sick that you can just be like, oh, give me like all the different types of C chords, and you just scroll through. Like, that's nice. The one thing I think that would fuck me up, because I have like the most basic understanding of music theory, is like I wouldn't know how to combine which majors and which minors if I was changing notes.
Right.
So I think the
I
one
bet
thing
it's
that would
doing
make
that
me
shit
like,
for you.
see, I don't think it is though. I don't think
think
there's
it
like a
is.
scale function.
It has to.
It's
If
based
there
off of the
is,
note that
It
you
has to have
play.
a scale function.
So
But
like,
if you wanted to change and be like, okay, I did my D sharp, I want to go to an F
yeah,
sharp
I feel
now.
like you could definitely get pretty jazzy. I feel like it would be a little bit tough to stay in key, I suppose, if you're
If
not
they're
really
not
familiar
giving
with
you a
music
key
theory.
function,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
And that's why the one thing, if the
It's the whole
keys,
point of
if
the
the
thing.
notes of the keyboard just like lit up with a scale, so it was like, here's all your different combinations, and just hit these notes, and you
Right.
can just twist this knob to make different. I would be so
I
sold.
mean, that's kind of like the theory board, I suppose. I mean, maybe that's a little bit different, but I know that one, it's like all the things line up, and you can just like select your scale, and it has like
maybe by the Tame Impala.
all these different scales and stuff, and it all lights up,
The-
so you can always be playing in key.
oh shit.
Really, guys? I'm not going to enter your website after I put in my email. There's a close up of it. Beats looped.
It looks nice.
It does look nice.
Like that's something
Yeah.
I'd want to have on my desk, you know?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
looks nice and retro.
Yeah.
That fucks.
For
sure.
Sucks, dude.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth the
Yeah.
buy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much
Shout
it
out
is,
Kevin
but-
Parker.
Yeah.
Kevy P.
All right, last talk here.
God damn
Let's
it.
go, dude. This is a sick mashup.
Wait, it was.
Is that it?
Detectors don't make noise.
Hey, let's watch it again.
Detectors don't make noise.
Yeah, smoke detectors don't make any noise. That's why the beep is there.
This is separate.
That's so dumb.
That was fire.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't
I mean, a
fire because it
clean-ass
didn't set
mix.
off.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I mean, it was fire.
You always got to have a silly one in there, right?
Of course. Especially when I only have two.
Yeah.
So that's basically the show, folks.
That's right.
You
Episode
now-
185?
185.
Jesus fucking
Damn.
Christ.
Damn. You guys have done this a lot.
Like and subscribe.
I
you
know, we're getting up there.
Fucking hit the notification bell.
I got a plug for you real quick because you brought this up and we just glazed over it. He is playing a tips giving pre-party.
Yeah, we're
Fucking
doing
huge.
yeah, the tips giving pre-party. I'm playing with EOS,
EOS, Jay Lang.
and Jay
one of our
Lang
homies.
and
Let's
Confidant.
I don't know Confidant. I
past
know
guest,
Smoke
future
AM a little
guest.
bit, but
But yeah, we got the Koja sound system in there, and it's at Grizz's old studio too, which is pretty sick.
what?
Yeah. This dude bought Grizz's old studio and then turned it into like a his own recording
Hilarious.
thing. And they're trying to do some
Cool.
events there because I guess he's selling it. So, but the Koja people are like, let's take our sound in there and do pre-parties. But it's kind of crazy
Yeah.
because you have like Tipper for 3 days, and then you have all these pre-parties going on and
So
the after
many.
parties. I'm like, my set's on Sunday after 2 days of Tipper. I'm a little worried that people might not be awake. But
there's plenty of drugs for that.
yeah, definitely. But also a lot of people didn't get tickets to Tipper, and I know some of my friends who weren't able to get tickets are
I
like, yeah,
didn't
we're going to
get
go to the
tickets.
pre-parties.
I didn't get
Sure.
tickets.
Yeah, I didn't get tickets either.
I got
tried.
3 days.
I tried.
Yeah,
that's
I was
sick,
in I was in the queue. There were like 1,000 people
didn't-
before
I
me,
did
and I
not try.
barely got tickets.
Yeah,
So,
I was in the queue. I was
Yeah.
like number 1900 something,
dang.
and I was just like, I love Tipper so much, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah, I just got lucky, honestly. But yeah, I'm super stoked to be playing that. Thanks for the plug too. Pretty much all of us, like I've talked to most of the people on the lineup. Everybody's pretty much doing original music, so it's going to be very low key setting. It's 420
Fuck yeah.
friendly.
Let's go.
BYOB. And tickets aren't even that expensive, so definitely come through if you want. It'll be dope, and it ends right before like a good hour and some before the doors open, so you'll have plenty of time to get to the show if that's something you're thinking of.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Where can people find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, so you can find me on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, but I have a lot of stuff on Spotify or on SoundCloud. That's probably my main platform that I promote on, and I got mixes on there and bunch of originals and stuff. But yeah, if you're looking to listen to like a mix or something like that, all my mixes are on SoundCloud. You can't really find that anywhere else.
Right.
And that is
Desacore. Yep.
Yeah. I'll have the link below for YouTube.
Discord.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Yeah, I appreciate
Dude,
that.
amazing having you on.
So, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
It's all good.
I'm gonna look into this phase inversion shit because I'm so fascinated by it, but I just haven't dived in, and I bet you could do some insane shit with
Yeah,
that.
once you set it up, it's honestly just like a really nice tool to have to be like, okay, I just want to nitpick the sound, and like, you have a bass and you just like really want to dial in the frequencies, but you don't want to mess up some of the other parts of it. It's pretty nice.
I'm assuming you just have like a rack that you just have saved or something, or do you
Dude.
create it every time?
I've been creating it every time for some
Nice.
reason, because it's
Nice.
like every time I have to go back into my chat history with Flying Soda and like type in the search bar, we wrote it in
I'm
some
gonna
like
make
weird
one
programming
pretty
way.
quick.
Yeah.
You should definitely save it as a rack and then set it up so that you can have like just the 2 bands and 3 bands, and then adjust the macros too, so that you're like every time that you adjust the EQ, it moves both EQs in both the chains.
Yeah.
Because otherwise
course.
it'll
Of
get
course,
all
yes.
messed up. But
Correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're down to just make it and send it my way, we can post it in the description for the peeps.
yeah, I'd love
If
to.
Soda wouldn't mind us giving away his sauce.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure that he would be happy to know
That's
that other
what we're
people
here
are
for.
using
We're
it.
here for the people.
Cool.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah,
definitely.
The people need
Fuck yeah.
the people
We'll make that
need
happen, then.
the tech.
Yeah, we
They
can.
need the tech.
No gatekeeping here.
Let's
No.
go. That a boy. Hell yeah.
Goddamn right.
all right, folks.
Goodbye, everybody.
Much
you
love.
so much.
Coming on. We'll see you guys next week on the Producer Lounge.